Welcome to xGameZones, hub to latest popular games, reviews, preview and news. Borderlands is an action role-playing first-person shooter that's all about loot, in-your-face artwork and the sassiest of sass. Developed by Gearbox Software and published by 2K Games, Borderlands 3 launched on September 13 and I jumped in not long after the vault gates opened. Now what you might not know is that this author is not traditionally an FPS gamer, so what on earth am I doing in here? Right up until 5 minutes after launch I was back and forth over whether to play. I bought Borderlands 1 and 2 3 years ago because this series is one of my partner's favorite FPS games, however I haven't played more than 2 hours. Even though I adored the boldness of it in personality and design, it just wasn't much fun on my own. So here I was, excited as can be on the launch day of Borderlands 3, prepared to watch my partner play instead, and then the music started and I was bowled over by the grittiness of it. It was my jam and I needed more of it. The Epic Store won a new customer. I wanted to kiss my Google Fiber for how fast it installed, and within minutes I was in the game ready to conquer Pandora as Amara. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook #xGameZones. Visit our site at www.xgamezones.com for more gaming review. The playable characters of Borderlands 3 draw you in immediately, making it easy for you to decide that you will level them all eventually. I chose Amara as my first main character because everything about her is my kind of aesthetic: exotic, fearless, confident, yet mysterious. I knew nothing of her skills or lore on day one, which turned out to be hours of me squealing in wonder, surprise, and laughter. Everything was fascinating, even Claptrap. From this sentence forward, my partner in crime is now known as FL4K. When I realized Amara was a siren I was ecstatic. We were made for each other. Everything about her became even more endearing as I leveled, but I was also learning fast that Borderlands is all about personality, and there are some brilliant-minded developers that have done an exceptional job drawing upon the best of every kind of good/evil that has ever existed, then placed them strategically throughout this game's world. From underwear-clad accountants to supervillain-level wealthy spinsters, there is something memorable in every non-playable character, NPC, you come across. The one-liners, punch-lines and brashness peppered throughout dialogue follows quickly with shock, laughter, or both. I was eager within minutes to meet every single one of them, which took me completely by surprise. It has been some years since I have so naturally become absorbed in a game. Maybe even longer since I have laughed so heartily or willingly become as absorbed in a game as I have Borderlands 3. I have been playing this chunk of my game in ultra settings. I will now be playing in badass settings to give me a clearer idea of how much impact this game's settings have, so we will get back to this next week. You can check out my computer specs in my profile below. As it is now, I am having trouble seeing some NPCs during combat, especially the man-babies that pop up out of nowhere like mini ninjas, because VFX, visual effects, hides them really well. Otherwise, the contrast between 2D cartoon, 3D realism, and the spooky Lilith and Tanis Realize additions add layered art design that's very appealing. The slow-motion intros to bosses and main NPCs along with the vintage montage that highlights everyone/thing important are pure gold, which unfortunately points out a major flaw for those who love taking screenshots or captioning gameplay like I do. Amara has some incredible animations, however I never get to see them myself even in photo mode or taking video captions. Speaking of photo mode, I am devastated to just realize that all my pictures taken with this mode have the UI still on them, so the photos are ruined. I never thought to check as I have never used a game photo mode that didn't hide any UI. I also use Nvidia galleries, so fingers crossed I find some photos there for this review. I have already pointed out the abundance of guns, however my soft spot is grenades, carrying different varieties for different kinds of combat or just having more than a few so I never run out. In Borderlands 3 I'm shocked to say I am also enjoying sniping, followed by shotguns and pistols, which often have melee bonuses. Otherwise, it's all about the damage and VFX. Again, I tip my virtual fedora to the developers who are giving us some very wicked guns to play with along with grenades. From rainbows to sticky bombs and detonators, every aspect of this game has something comedic, charming or just lethally sexy. Not having played Borderlands 1 or 2, really I can't give you a comparison, but I can say that the TTK, time to kill, in Borderlands 3 makes this game enjoyable for someone like me who still has trainer wheels on with FPS games and perhaps will for the rest of her short attention span life. Yes, that's me over there looting while you're killing all the enemy because I must loot everything. That's not saying you don't need skill, that's saying there is time for you to improve, learn your weapons/skills, line of sight advantages, enemy strengths/weaknesses and all that good stuff that will help you succeed as each fight gets more and more difficult. If you have any comments or suggestion, feel free to comment below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook #xGameZones. For more gaming review, visit our site at www.xgamezones.com. Don't forget to click the notification bell.